Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is kind of an informal video, just some thoughts that were rummaging through my head today, and I really wanted to share it with you and see if any of you actually resonate. Resonate? Is that the right word? If you get what I'm saying, that's what I'm trying to say. Um, I've been in this health space for a while now. I would say I started my health journey 2016-ish after having my son. And at that time, it was just clean up the foods, get rid of the junk food. And then it went to low carb because I realized a lot of the healthy foods are low carb. And then it went to ketogenic to help my epilepsy. And then I went to carnivore to clear up my skin and get rid of the junk foods. Like there were so many keto foods. And then I kind of found my happy spot between like keto, low carb, carnivore. Okay, so where am I getting at? I've always put myself in some sort of camp. Like, what are you, Jen? How do you eat? What do you label yourself as? And I've been thinking about it and I can't figure it out because I have gotten to this point that I've realized what foods actually work for me. And some days all my meals look carnivore. Some days they look more keto. Some days, I don't know if I want to say this, some days it doesn't fit in any. And I'll give you an example. There are these amazing crackers that Costco sells that taste like graham crackers. And I think it has almond flour. I don't remember, but they're delicious. And I buy them for my kiddo. But the past couple days, I have really enjoyed having a handful of those after my meal. And I think today I had a little bit more than a handful. But I don't feel guilty about it because it wasn't like a last minute indulgence. I knew ahead of time I'm going to have some. And I've tested them out over time. I haven't been sharing as much because I don't want to share something when I don't know what the results will be. But I've gotten to this point in my life that I can have those without feeling guilty because I know I'm going right back to what I normally do. Here's the kicker though. I didn't gain weight doing this. In fact, it's the opposite. I am the lowest weight I have been since being carnivore. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago was when I was strict carnivore. And I reached my lowest weight back then. But then I started gaining weight and I didn't know what to do. Long story as to what I did do. And if you want to hear about that, throw it in the comments and let me know and I'll make another video. But it's been about 2 or 3 years since I left being strict carnivore and just been on this journey of figuring out what is the Jen Winkler diet? What is the diet? And when I say diet, I don't mean like losing weight diet. I mean diet by its true definition is what you eat, period. So what is the Jen Winkler diet? And it has been quite relieving to finally find this point of, you know what? I'm going to do what makes me feel good. And if that means some days I'm in ketosis and some days I'm not, then that's what it is. And I'm not going to subscribe to any one way of eating. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm keto, oh, I'm carnivore, because I don't think I fit in those groups, if that makes sense. Like some days I do and some days I don't, and that's it. So, okay, why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because there seems to be a lot of dogma in this space, like carnivore is the way to be. This is how we were meant to eat. Plants are trying to kill you. You don't need fiber. That one, I mean, I could kind of agree with that one. But it's been interesting seeing, like, kind of taking a step back and just watching this play out and not actually diving in any of that. I do believe we are meant to eat a lot of animal products. And I do believe that there are certain plants that have defense chemicals and mechanisms in them that can cause harm to humans. But in that case, that's like if you're eating loads and loads of it. Like if someone has a cup of spinach with their eggs or whatever, I mean, they can watch their symptoms and see if they get oxalate issues, but oxalates aren't a problem for everybody. If you have a small square of dark chocolate that has oxalates in it, it may not be a problem for you, and it's not a problem for me. I guess my point of this video is to help you get to this point that I'm at, where you don't get fearful of all the foods out there because there's a negative for everything out there now. And I really, really hope for you that you're able to get to a point that you're just at peace with what you're eating, as long as it brings you benefit, not just like, oh, I'm going to have a Big Mac and large fry because it makes me happy in the moment. No, obviously that's full of crap. There's nothing nutritious about that food. So if it's something that is bringing you health and wholeness, go for it. If you are a moderator, go for it. If you're an abstainer and everything that I'm saying does not apply for you, go for it. That's it, right? But I really just hope you're able to find that balance for you, whatever that works. And if that means unsubscribing to these names, I don't want to say clicks, but it's kind of getting that way. I don't know. Like when I was strict carnivore, there were a lot of people that were like, go Jen, woohoo, and in my corner. And then when I started talking about some other foods, it like fizzled away. And I don't know the reason behind that, and that's totally fine. I don't care. I'm not in this for the fame or the fortune or the followers. I'm in this just to spread where I'm at and to help people that are interested in the way that I approach it. Let's find the way of eating that works for you. I wasn't intending for this one to be a super long one. This is probably going to be a 10-minute video because there's not much else to say about it. I really don't. So tell me in the comments, what is your way of eating? Do you put yourself in this box? Like, if this is not carnivore, I cannot eat it. If this is not keto, I cannot eat it. And if you do, like, have you thought about why? What's the reason that you put yourself in the box? Because the why makes a difference. If you put yourself in that box for a reason like I did in the very beginning, when I began ketogenic, it was for a specific purpose of getting off of my epilepsy medications. I'm not 100% off yet. Maybe I could, but I have to do testing before I can do that. But I am significantly, like, way less than what I used to be. And so that allows me to not have to be super strict ketogenic anymore. I don't have to be in strict ketosis all the time. So my why has shifted over the years, and yours may too. Like maybe you've been doing whatever you're doing for like 3 years and it's not really working anymore. And maybe you have a different why. Maybe you reached that goal and now you have other goals. Well, that might mean your diet might need to shift. If you've lost enough fat and now you want to build muscle, you're going to have to eat more. You got to make sure you're not in a calorie deficit all the time. So anyways, that's my thoughts. I'm sticking to them. I just don't want to subscribe to any certain way of eating. Now, I'm going to give a full disclosure. I am not against ketogenic, carnivore, low carb. Obviously, I'm still doing it from time to time throughout my days. Like 80% of my days fall within one of those. Actually, I'd say even higher. 95% of my days fall within one of those categories. If I have some fruit, I'm going to have some fruit because I feel like my body needs it right now. And when I obey that, I don't want to say desire, but when I obey that sense, I don't see anything negative coming from it. So yeah, like 90 to 95% of the time, I'm in one of those categories and I fluctuate back and forth depending. So I'm not against it. I just think it's really, really important to not subscribe to that label as that is who you are. That is your identity. I am carnivore and that's what people know me for. I am keto and that's what people know me for. I think there's a danger in that. There's a danger in subscribing your identity to the way that you eat or your workouts or any aspect of your physical looks, I guess. I don't know. Because once you find the root in a certain type of identity, it becomes very difficult to steer away from it for a number of reasons. That's how people know you. And then you start saying, what will people think of me? What will they say? Am I going to lose my friends? Am I going to lose my followers? Whatever it is. And this is one reason I've never like labeled myself like I am a ketogenic person. I am a ketogenic coach. Like, do I use keto and carnivore in my practice? Absolutely, when it's appropriate. If someone's severely insulin resistant, yeah, we're going to go keto. We're going to go extremely low carb. There's lots of scientific studies showing how effective it is. And it just makes sense. You want to lower your insulin. So stop eating the stuff that makes insulin go up. But if I have somebody whose fasting insulin is normal, metabolic health markers are normal, and they're just looking to like improve things like brain fog or maybe their hormone levels or something, they might not need to go ketogenic. We might just need to look at lifestyle factors and food. Like, do you have some junk food in your life that we need to get rid of? Is there some allergies we need to pay attention to? Do you have a thyroid dysfunction? Do I think we all need to be keto, carnivore, low carb? I think majority of people will benefit from it this day and age, but I don't think we need to stay in that box of one or the other or the other. Just find what works for you for now and adjust as you go along. So I hope you enjoyed my ramble today. Decided to just sit here and record it as I thought about it because I know there's a bunch of you that have messaged me on Instagram kind of feeling the same a few times when I've hinted at this. So if you've enjoyed this ramble, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. I'd love to have a conversation with you in the comments. Unlike some other people with us, I have a small account, so I can easily reply to you as long as you're not being a troll and a jerk. So, all right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and thanks for coming by.